everyone, Tiniestofchibis here, and we are back with Genshin Impact.
One of your rich friends, I'd assume. After all, you gotta be pretty well off to live in the city, right?
That still doesn't really narrow it down. We know lots of people with lots of mora.
Wow, I guess being a national hero earns you friends in high places. Here we are. Wait here a moment. I'll go hand over the cash.
Well, it would help if it was actually moving.
Huh? Oh, so it's...
Who is it? Can I help you? Oh, Traveler and Paimon, what brings you here? And I'm sorry, I don't believe we've...
You must be Mona Magistus, the astrologist. It's an honor to finally meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter from the Steambird. Your columns have been so well received by our readers lately that our management asked me to present you with this cash bonus.
She got Mona's full name and title right on her first try. She really does do her homework.
Ah, you must be Charlotte. Welcome, welcome. Please, just call me Mona. Gosh, this is a long way to come from Fontaine. I hope it wasn't too much trouble.
Where did my water go?
No trouble at all. It was on the way.
Wow, sounds like your articles are a real hit with readers all over Tibet, Mona.
Have I never told you? Well, I've been writing my column, All Things Astrological, for the Steambird for a long time now. The chief editor wrote to me a while ago about the bonus. Thank goodness it's finally here. I was wondering when it would arrive. Thank you, Charlotte.
Huh, you make it sound like you really needed this. Are you pressed for money, Mona?
What? No, of course not. It's just that once I knew the bonus was coming, I reallocated some funds that I'd previously set aside for daily necessities and purchased some expensive equipment. That's all.
Classic Mona.
Aha! Perfect! Renowned astrologist, broken, starving. Do the stars really have all the answers? The article practically writes itself.
Oh, I beg your pardon?
Mona's actually super rich. It's just that astrology research is really expensive.
Super rich is a bit of a stretch. Anyway, enough about that. What brings you back to Mondstadt this time, Traveler and Paimon?
Originally, we just came to catch up with a friend of ours. But some things have come up, and now we're helping Charlotte investigate the case of the card snatcher.
Speaking of which, will you be competing in the King of Invocations Grand Prix? Where it is that the prizes are pretty stellar.
I'm much too busy with my research these days to dedicate time to a competition. Besides, even if I did enter, there's no guarantee I'd actually win a prize, is there?
Isn't there? I'd have thought you'd be certain to win with astrology on your side. You'd know all of your opponent's cards ahead of time.
What do you take me for? No self-respecting astrologist would dream of abusing their beloved art for such crude purposes. Besides, it wouldn't be fair to the other contestants.
Well said. Spoken like an accomplished academic and a conscientious citizen.
Well, yes, obviously. Anyway, if past precedent is anything to go by, you're the ones who ought to be wary of what's around the corner. Especially if you're chasing after this card snatcher, was it? Sounds like bad news. Shall I take a glance at what you're up against?
Thanks for the offer, but there's no need. Relying on your astrological skills for all the juicy details would make this story a Mona exclusive. But that's not quite the kind of exclusive report I'm going for here. But don't you worry. They call it investigative journalism for a reason. We journos have our ways.
All right, well, best of luck with your investigation, then. Thanks again for bringing the bonus, Charlotte. Do give my regards to the chief editor. I will, and yes, we should. I'll hold you to that.
I feel like I should go look for my water, but I don't
heading
want
to the
to
competition
go back
venue.
out.
The Mondstadt regional final should be starting shortly.
All right! Paimon can't wait to find out who the finalists are.
It's my husbando, and actually, I had to switch to Emperor because it doesn't make sense. Hold on.
Let's play.
And I'm not climbing on her. Oh. I'm going the wrong way. What is that question mark? That's what that is. Player level awards, playable shop, bunch of shit. I need to go this way. I'm close enough that it activates.
Wow! So this is the venue, huh? Seems pretty lively here.
Husbando. Look at him.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. What a rare surprise. Did you really come all this way just to watch Timmy and me in the final?
Oh.
Kaya? You made it to the finals? Wait, what about your work with the Knights of Favonius? You better not be slacking off again.
Hey, come on now. That's no way to talk to a friend. Naturally, I wouldn't have considered entering the competition were I not already on top of my work. Enjoying a drink while playing a few rounds of cards. I can't think of a better way to relax outside of work. Can you? Oh, just be sure not to tell Diona I said that.
Well, since you're in the competition, have you noticed anything suspicious going on so far? You know, like people stealing other players' cards and that kind of thing.
Stealing cards, you say? I'm afraid I haven't seen anything of that sort. Not while I've been playing, anyway. Why do you ask?
Well, we just ran into this journalist from Fontaine and she... Huh? Where'd Charlotte go? She was right here, wasn't she? Oh, I bet she snuck out to go find some tasty snacks for her town.
Journalist from Fontaine? Oh, you mean the one from the Steambird. I do recall seeing a Steambird reporter listed in the Knights of Favonius visitor log.
Yeah, that'll be her. She said that she saw a card snatcher at the tournament venue, so we're helping her investigate.
A card snatcher? How very interesting. But one question, Paimon. Are you sure that cards are really what this snatcher is after?
Huh? What makes you say that?
Hello, everyone! Your attention, please! The final is about to begin. Now, let's give a warm welcome to our two contestants.
The way he says that is actually pretty interesting because of how this completely develops. That one line Kaya says is kind of like, huh. But then again, Kaya is really smart and he has connections to like the dark side, if you will. Like he's got his hidden network. Not to mention, he's probably got his own spies in the, in places. Cause he's more secretive about what he does. I mean, he's basically doing what Diluc and Rosaria do. But Diluc is more upfront about it in a way. I mean, he still has this the dark hero bullshit persona, and Rosaria works at night, but Kaya works more in the shadows.
Guess we'll have to leave it there. Let's continue this conversation another time.
I love you.
Thanks, Traveler.
Go get him, Kaya! We'll see you in a bit!
He has such pretty eyes. I feel like I should write fan fiction.
So, Traveler, who do you think is gonna win?
I know who wins, but I'm still going to.
Yeah, Kaya's quite the crafty one. He must have some tricks up his sleeve. Either way, whoever wins is bound to make headlines. Wait, speaking of headlines, isn't that Charlotte's job? Huh. Maybe she got caught up trying out all the delicious Mondstadt snacks. Let's go look for her.
Okay, so Charlotte can wait. I got shit to do. Damn it. Rude.
Charlotte! What happened? You just disappeared without saying anything.
Oh, I just didn't want to bother you while you were catching up with your friend.
But Kaya's one of the finalists. Don't you want to interview him or something? You did say you were supposed to be covering the competition.
I could churn out that kind of soft news piece in 5 minutes if I had to. Personally, I'm more interested in those two. From the moment things kicked off, they've been acting very strangely, like they're trying to stay out of sight. I'm sure they must be plotting something.
You mean there are 2 card snatchers?
Shh! Keep your voice down! We don't want to scare them off. We need to wait until we've got something concrete. Then we can use my camera to catch them in the act. Huh? Wait! Where'd the other guy go?
He's on the run!
After him!
Huh? You seem like you've done this before. Do you spy on people often?
Oh, you're too...
Oh shit, I should have waited.
He's heading toward Mondstadt's side gate. Let's follow him, but quietly. We mustn't let him spot us.
Like, I waited for her to sail up in my main account.
Now he's heading away from the city! How long are we gonna follow him for? At this rate, we're gonna miss Kaya and Timmy's match!
Transfers of supplies must be reported.
There we go. Sorry, I'm just kind of like thinking and shit.
Oh, there. Looks like he stopped. Let's sit tight and see what happens.
What time
Why
is
did he come all the way
did
out here? Is he gonna hide something? And now he's crouching down with his hands above his head. Wait! Treasure hoarders! He's in trouble!
I'm trying to think. What time did I
We
start
need to
this?
rescue him!
Help! Someone save me!
What are the treasure hoarders doing so close to the city?
They're doing
Cool it.
treasure
What's
hoarder
the hurry?
shenanigans. That's what they're doing. Oh, I'm glad I didn't use
Are
the.
you alright?
Oh, thank goodness. I thought it was all over for me.
Those treasure hoarders, did you know them? It sure looked like they were here just for you.
Why would I know them? I was just out for a walk, minding my own business, and then the next thing I knew, I was surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Then why did they target you? It wouldn't be because of some dubious deal you were involved in at the tournament, would it?
Huh? A deal? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's a shame. You see, I'm a journalist, and I just happened to snap a picture of you and one other individual in the middle of a deal back at the tournament. I was only gonna ask you for an interview, but that was before you caused all this trouble. And now you're feigning ignorance of the deal in question. Maybe I'm just wasting my time. Shall I just cut my losses and hand over the evidence to the Knights of Favonius?
Whoa, 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 whoa! No, no, please! I'll talk! But you gotta believe me, there's nothing shady going on, I swear!
Wow, that was some serious bluffing on Charlotte's part. She didn't take any pictures at all.
Back at the tournament, I was approached by some random guy who said that he wanted to buy a card back off me. I said, okay, how much are you offering? And when he told me the amount, oh, my jaw practically hit the floor.
Really? What kind of card back was it?
Nothing special. I just picked it up at the general goods store. It had a treasure chest design on it. I only bought it because it was dirt cheap. This guy offered me 3 times what I paid for it and handed me the Mora right then and there. I could hardly believe my luck, so I decided to head somewhere less crowded and check the Mora was real. That's when I ran into the treasure hoarders.
Did you ask him why he wanted to purchase this item from you?
No, I didn't. Genius Invocation TCG has been getting pretty popular lately, and some people will pay good Mora to make their decks look flashy. It didn't strike me as that unusual. But after I gave him the card back, he let out a sigh of relief and said something about, that's all the Mondstadt ones. Next stop, Liyue, or something like that.
Or something like that? He either said that or he didn't. How certain are you?
I'm positive. I know what I heard. Once the card was in his hands, he suddenly relaxed like a huge burden had been taken off his shoulders. It was genuine relief. Could that card back really be as valuable as he thought?
That I don't know, but in the interests of your personal safety, I suggest you report all of this to the Knights of Favonius.
Oop, excuse me.
After all, you weren't doing anything against the law, were you?
Right? Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'll go speak to the Knights of Favonius right away.
It sounds like that guy's just collecting rare card backs. Are you sure this is the person you're after, Charlotte?
Well, it definitely doesn't add up. You really think someone out there is going from nation to nation, shelling out huge sums of money for a few card backs bought from a grocery store? My gut tells me that there's more to this story than the card back alone. This entire situation reeks of exclusive news.
Sorry if, I don't know if you guys heard the echo because I did take off the headphones as I was reading something. And I was, trying to read, but I'm the words. Oh, I almost wrong. That's the wrong vlog. Don't need that going there. Ooh. I know what the answer
You
is.
mean someone like Albedo? That would explain why only some people understand the true value.
Who knows? But wherever this leads, we're definitely onto something. Even though I didn't manage to get a good look at his face, his physique and the way he moved were identical to the card snatcher I saw last time. I'm sure it's the same guy. much more discreet this time, though. I guess he didn't want to risk trying anything with so many potential witnesses around.
From the sounds of it, we need to head to Liyue next, right? Paimon can't wait! We have tons of friends in Liyue, too. But shouldn't we check in with Kaya before we leave? Paimon at least wants to find out who won the final.
Good idea. Let's go.
You know what? Okay, yeah, that was the right direction. I was like, where the fuck am I going? I'm thinking
Bet you can't keep up with me.
I should write a fan fiction. As I do. Hold up. I'm not gonna make it if I do that.
Yoo-hoo! Huh?
Just don't feel like. There it is. Oh, where the fuck is it? So. Like, I feel like I should write a fan
I
fiction
hereby
kind of based
declare
on
the
the event.
winner of the Mondstadt Regional Final of the King of Invocations Grand Prix is Timmy!
Wow, Timmy won! That's amazing!
I was beaten by the best. Timmy's a tough opponent. He had me on the back foot the entire time. It's all right. You don't need to comfort me. This must be the journalist from Fontaine you mentioned earlier. Charlotte, was it? Enchanté. I'm Kaya, cavalry captain of the Knights of Favonius. I trust you're enjoying your time in Mondstadt?
The pleasure is all mine. Mondstadt's reputation as the city of song and freedom is truly deserved. The mood here is simply delightful.
I'm glad you're liking it. Oh, by the way, I couldn't help but notice you all rushing towards the city's side gate earlier. Did you find something? I couldn't get it off my mind, even during the competition.
Kaya, everything that happened.
I see.
So, it seems we have an answer to Kaya's question from earlier.
God, I love
What the
Kaya's
card
voice.
snatcher's really after is these card backs. But we still haven't figured out why he cares so much about that.
I just remembered something, and I'm like, damn it! Actually, now that I think about it, the time is... No. Let's try to hurry up and run through this, and then...
Well, while I'd love to accompany you all to Liyue Harbor, I'm afraid I still have my Knights of Favonius duties to attend to. In fact, our top priority right now is strengthening Mondstadt's defenses. Treasure hoarder activity has been increasingly rampant lately.
Don't worry, we'll keep you in the loop if we find anything. In fact, if Charlotte's journalistic instinct is on point, you'll probably be reading her exclusive report in the Steambird before long.
Wonderful. Then I look forward to reading all about it.
Thanks for supporting quality journalism. Okay, let's take tonight off and head to Liyue Harbor tomorrow. It'll give me a chance to write down everything that's happened today.
Like, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I really find she's adorable.
See the two people on this poster? Are they the inventors of Genius Invocation TCG? They look so young.
Oh, I
Maybe,
just
but
remembered
very
something,
little
and
is
now
known
it's
about
that.
either of them. Whether they've been living under a rock this whole time or just aren't interested in fame, I don't know. But hardly anybody has ever seen them.
No, it's sad.
Poster's probably just an artist's impression to capture the general look and feel of the duo. Beyond that, I doubt it's very true to life.
Sounds like they're a couple of socially reclusive scholars. If Paimon were in their shoes, she'd be showing up to all the events, signing autographs, selling cards, and probably getting complimentary food and drink.
I approve. And to top it off, you could play a few rounds of Genius Invocation with everyone.
I was reading up on the game's inventors before I came to Mondstadt. I was originally hoping to arrange an interview with them. But I soon discovered that there's no mention anywhere of where they live or of any Genius Invocation events that they've attended. It's as if they've designed the game and then never played it again.
Either they don't want to play the game, or they're unable to. But they must have their reasons.
I wonder if they'll show up at all during the King of Invocation's Grand Prix.
Maybe, if you get lucky. And based on my experience, the Traveler seems to have no shortage of that.
Oh, really? Well, that gives me one less thing to worry about.
Hearing that puts you at ease, puts me at ease.
Anyway,
I know
our
what it
focus
meant,
is still
but
on
like
tracking down the card snatcher. I heard Snezhnaya has an old saying: if you try chasing two rabbits at once, you'll only end up empty-handed.
Well, the Traveler and Paimon could always split up and chase one rabbit each. Oh, okay. Now Paimon's feeling hungry. We can worry about all this later. Right now, it's time to get some grub.
You can always trust Paimon to know where life's priorities lie. If it's food you're after, I recommend taking a look at the nearby stalls. The tournament has brought quite a crowd, so there's a lot of fun to be had around the venue.
Sounds great! Thanks, Kaya!
Alright. And with that, that. We are ending this episode here, and we will start. Well, I'll probably do. No, what we'll do is I'll open all of them in the next one, and then I'll probably start some of them and blah blah blah, because it's pretty much. So this one is basically like, you gotta do something. Either it's like a go follow thing, or it's like you fight a bunch of stuff and then you get a stamp. This one, you basically play a game of TCG, but you don't get to pick your own deck. You have to pick from a selected, basically boosted cards or whatever. This one is basically like, the gear shenanigans. There's like different ones in each city. And then there is the Heart of Dice, which is basically like a domain one. But yeah, we'll do that next time.
Come on, let's get moving.
So for now, Tiniestofchibis
We're not
is
frozen
signing
in
out.
place after all.